people who perform, it's tough to get them. And the same thing. And someone's like, hey, I have a play. And like, I have shows. I've done a couple plays where I come at the end and pretend that I was in the audience. And whatever the play was, like if the play was like A Woman in the World or something like that, like if that's the title, that's just what I say. I'm like, I loved how you really embodied like a woman in the world. Like, I felt like the play really hit it on the head. And then they're like, thank you so much. I'm just a bad friend. I think is what we're learning more and more is that I'm a bad friend, a bad person. I shouldn't have a half hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Enck.
Hi everybody, welcome. This is my first album. Yeah, my first album. I'm calling it the Firstiest album because it's the first one. And I know comics sometimes like sneak in their album title like in cool ways. They usually do that. They'll just like do a joke and they're like, and that's why I'm a bad boy, and like wink right into the camera. And you're like, oh, that's gonna be the album. But I went with like a fifth grader doing a book report approach, being like, I'm calling it Firstiest, I hope you guys like it. Like, so you guys know what I'm about real early. I'm gonna call it this. Let's go with it. And yeah, it's been fun preparing for it. Everyone's been asking me if I'm nervous. So like, are you nervous? You're nervous? Half hour, it's a big deal. Are you nervous? I was like, no, I'm very talented. I'm sure it'll go well. I'm sure it'll go well. Not good jokes, it'll be fine. It'll go well. The only thing I was nervous about is I didn't know what I wanted to wear. Because, like, you know, you guys make assumptions of who a person is by how they dress, and people are at home flipping through, deciding what they want to watch, and they're looking at this, you know, I want to wear the right thing, and I went through a few things. I'm 29 now, and I realized however I dress, I just come off like a fun youth pastor. Just the energy that I give off to the world. Dress up, dress down, it does not matter. I just look like I'm about to convert teens everywhere I go, with weird parallels to the Lord. I know you guys like those Avengers movies. You know who the best superhero was? Jesus. My wardrobe aside, my life is good. Things are good. I just moved in with my girlfriend. That's good. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Hope I don't fuck it up. I'm bringing boxes up to our apartment. That's a new phrase that I say, our apartment. That's what I tell people. After this, I'm going to go to our apartment. That's how I talk to people now. And I'm bringing boxes up to our place, and it dawned on me that the first time I met this girl, I lied to her. I did. It was a big lie, but it wasn't like I have a yacht. It was, you know. I was doing a show in Philadelphia. My girlfriend's from Philly. We're hanging out Philly. We're hanging out after the show, and we're talking. And she goes, I'm from Philadelphia. And I go, oh, me too. I'm not from Philadelphia. I'm not. It's a really dumb lie. Because obviously there's a follow-up to that. She's like, oh, what part of Philadelphia? I was like, oh, shit. But I can do this. I like this girl, so I was like, think Philly, think Philly, think Philly. So I thought of something quick. I was like, West Philadelphia, born and raised. You know, on the playground, oh shit, I'm doing Fresh Prince. I thought she would have caught it, you guys did, she didn't, it was amazing. She was like, how much do you miss it? I was like, so much, I miss it so much. Mostly my friend Jeff, we call him Jazzy, he's a cool guy. I like him a lot. Yeah, living together now, first one I've ever lived with. My longest relationship. It's also my first interracial relationship. Anyone ever do interracial dating? Cool. You guys know it's not illegal. Some of you are scientists. Some of you are giving me looks like, yeah, don't tell the cops. Like, well, that's changed. It's allowed now. It's cool. If you've ever done interracial or not, you're kind of confused about that. All that means is that my kids will be cuter than your kids. That's all that means. Scientifically cuter. My babies will be models. I'm very excited about that. My girlfriend's black. The kids will be able to advertise FUBU and khaki. There's a lot of options for my babies going forward. Or future presidents. That'd be great. Look at them in the crib every day. Yes, you can. Every day. Our beautiful baby Baracks. And the people who clap, you guys know, interracial couples, that's for the most part like a regular relationship. The big thing is people on the outside weighing in, giving opinions and stuff like that. If we get good, we get bad. The worst is just very liberal white people, way too excited that we're a couple. It's so much. Like we'll just walk hand in hand through our neighborhood and they'll just come out and they'll be like, okay. Look at you two. They have 100 questions. You're like, is it different? Like, my sneakers have gotten nicer, but that's about it. It's changed. People want to know black and white couple. Is that hard? Is there anything challenging for that specifically? I'm like, adjusting the flash, we take a selfie. That's it. That's all. I explode every time we try to take a picture together. She has it set for beautiful black woman, and I just evaporate every single time. I would like one nice picture where it doesn't look like I'm haunting her. That'd be fun. It doesn't look like I'm going Super Saiyan. That'd be great. Honestly, the big thing, I would call them hiccups. We get hiccups that I never got in a same race relationship. Like now that I'm living with my girlfriend, I want to be her teammate. I want to help her out in anything that she needs. Like now that I'm living with her, I just started doing the tampon run. You guys here do that? No. Why not? I'm so confused by this. Why do guys do that? Oh, you need that? Oh, no, I'll go get it. It's like no big deal. And it's also a way for you to brag to people that you have a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like I just go in the department store, I'm like, I got a girlfriend. He's like, for me, I got a girlfriend. I told you, Trayvon, I got a girlfriend. I walk into CVS so cocky. I'm like, I get pussy, and that pussy's angry right now. I'm here on a mission. She's home eating ice cream, meatballs, and I think power tools. I'm here. Trying to make her day better. That's the type of boyfriend that I want to be. But something came up recently because my girlfriend's black. There's certain things that she needs that it's awkward that I'm buying. So I came home and I walked up the steps. I opened the door and I was like, baby, I'm so sorry. I can't buy the cocoa butter anymore. I can't. Yes, it's an awkward situation for everyone involved. They don't know I'm in the store. It's very weird. She's like, what about the shea butters? I think any of the butters. Any of the butters should be bought. I like that joke because I think half of the audience gets it. And there's other confused looks like, what's cocoa butter? What does that mean? You don't know what cocoa butter is? It's lotion for your skin exclusively for the black community. It's not for us. There's just some things we can't have. That's one of them. Don't feel bad if you don't know what it is. I didn't know what it was at first. First time she brought it to my apartment, I tried to put it on a bagel. I had no idea. Like, good morning, I got cocoa bagels. You know, kind of thing. I should stop this then. Get rid of these. Yeah, relationship is good. It's going good. I met her family before we moved in together. We went down to Philadelphia. She was excited. She's like, we can meet your family, because remember, that's where I'm from. I'm not going to tell her the truth on that. Went down to Philly, met the whole family, and I was nervous. I was nervous to meet the whole family, but it was cool. Her family does a thing where once a week the family gets together and they do movie night. And I was like, oh, that's a good way in for me. That's good. We'll have some snacks, we'll joke, it'll be good. So we're hanging out in the living room, we're doing that, we're laughing, it was good. We're flipping through movies, figuring out what we want to watch. And it was great. 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 Right up until when my girlfriend's mom stumbled across a film that she thought would be good for the evening. And she goes, hey, how about 12 Years a Slave? Interesting thought, Janet. How about any other movie that's ever been made in the history of mankind? Please don't. This can't be on me, please. She's She's like, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, every bad guy looks like me and my uncles, but this will be fun for us. Let's do this. It's a solid choice for this. And that's what we did, guys. The first time I met my black girlfriend's family, we watched 12 Years a Slave. That is a real thing. I just sat on the couch clenching and sweating. I don't think I breathed once for the entire movie. They're like, Brian, would you like some popcorn? I'm like, I don't want to take anything else. So much has been taken. Thank you. Finish up the movie. Awkward, very awkward. But we had a nice conversation about America, race. It's not how I wanted to meet them, but that's what we did. My girlfriend's nephew, Solomon, who's 10 years old, he came up to me after, and he goes, Brian, I have to ask you, why were your grandparents so mean to my grandparents? Oh, it's a big question. It's a good question. I wanted to give him a good answer. I wanted to mend the bridge, say the right thing, do the right thing here. But I did not do that. I was like, oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. I'm second generation immigrant. My family weren't here for that. I'm so sorry. We're German. He's like, are Germans nice people? Well, there wasn't, you know what? None of it's good, Solomon. None of it's good. Yeah, movies are tough for us right now. Movies are tough. There's this new weird thing where I have to be just as excited as she is for new black movies and new black roles. And even if I didn't have a black girlfriend, I'd be very supportive of this. It's good people of color being main characters, not side characters. That's good. It's very important. But there's no way I can be as excited as she is. It's different for her than it is for me. But I want to be a good boyfriend, so I try to match her energy. Black Panther came out, she was like, woo! I was like, woo! There's gonna be a new black female James Bond. She was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh yeah. Black Little Mermaid, she's like, it's gonna be great. I'm like, we'll see. And we got into the biggest fight. She goes, the fuck you say? I was like, oh, no. No, I'm sure it'll be great. I just, off the top of my head, I'm just seeing like structural issues there. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, that's I'm probably wrong. She goes, oh, you thought something. I was like, no, I don't want to get in a fight. She's like, no, you say it. I was like, okay. Last week we went to the beach. Your hair got a little wet and it almost ruined our day. I don't know how Disney's going to build an hour and a half around that. That's all I You called me easy. It was a really rough day for all of us. We don't really fight that much. There's only two arguments that we get into. And each one has one recurring argument for the other person. My argument to her is whenever she's driving and she doesn't know where she's going, and she won't stop to check, and we just drive around for an hour because it's where she thinks we need to go, it drives me crazy. And then her argument to me is whenever I'm going down on her. That's the only argument that we have. And it's weird, it's different things happening, but we're always using the same phrases. You don't know what you're doing. We've been at this for an hour. It's time to ask Google. That's always... Sex is actually good, I joke. Sex is actually fantastic with my girlfriend. I know you guys are wondering. Sex is great. Sex is great with her, and I'm so glad that I found her because I was never good at sex. I just wasn't. I've never been good at it. And I think it's because I always get the wrong women. I always get very aggressive women, and that's just not who I am. Like the first woman I hooked up with here when I moved to the city, we go to her room, and she's like, you can tie me up. I was like, I'm not a Boy Scout. I don't know the knots. If we could just do it the regular way, that would be great for me. The last girl I hooked up with before I met my girlfriend, it was a Tinder date, and we went well. We go back to her place, she throws me out of bed, she jumps on me, and she goes, what do you want to do today? I was like, oh, make you feel comfortable and safe. I'm gonna make you feel so safe. Put a pillow under your back, elevate your hips. You are in complete control of the situation. That's who I am as a partner. running with my girlfriend. Started running with her. And it's any runners in the audience? Yeah? Okay, I hate it. It's the worst thing. It's so much. We have to do it so early at 5 in the morning. Why? Is the pavement better then? Why do we have to do this so early? And my girlfriend was a runner in college, so she's a runner, and you guys know as runners, sometimes you run, you have running buddies, people that you just run with all the time. And she had a running buddy, and it was a guy, and that didn't bother me. I'm very comfortable in our relationship, I love her. You can go run with a guy, no problem. But one morning, she's gonna go run with this guy, I'm gonna go do something else, and I see this guy, and it's just the most attractive man I've ever seen. Just a living Greek god walking down my sidewalk. And I was like, baby, no. You can't go running with this guy, are you kidding me? She's like, it's cool, I think he's gay. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I'm gay. I've been looking at Hercules here for 3 seconds and questioning every part of my life right now. Like, honestly, if she did cheat on me with him, I'd be like, did he mention me? You know what I mean? Like that. I'm not gay. Not gay. Do you like the gays? Got a lot of gay guy friends. My gay guy friends are the only people I know in the world who love the dating apps. They do. You know, if you're dating on the dating apps, they suck. We can all agree on that. But my gay guy friends love the dating apps because the apps are very specific for the men that they're looking for. You know what I mean? Like, there's this misconception that gay guys just want to fuck any guy, and that's not true. They're very picky and really bitchy about it. You know? I've just been out with my friends. I'm like, what about him? And he's like, oh no, he has blue eyes. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You're oppressed people. Stop being so picky. But the apps are good. They have the guys that they're looking for. Like, there's one called Twink if you want to hook up with like a skinny small guy. There's one called Bear Hunter if you want to like fuck a big hairy guy. There's one called Steve if you want to fuck a guy named Steve. You know what I mean? They have an app. And before I go on, I did that joke in Wisconsin, and this guy in the front row in full cam was like, Bear Hunter, I got that app. I'm like, oh, no. We're not talking about the same thing. But I wanted him to get it so badly, just him alone in the woods. This gay guy comes up, hello, Christopher, who the fuck are you? I'm Devon, I believe you're hunting me. My sister's a big lesbian. She's not heavy, she's just really into it. She's a big fan. My sister's gay and my grandmother has Alzheimer's. I promise this gets funny. My sister's gay and my grandmother has Alzheimer's. And it's tough for a gay person to come out to their family. They don't know how they're going to receive it. We were very warm and welcoming and understanding, all that stuff. But my poor sister, she has to keep coming out to grandma over and over and over again. Grandma keeps forgetting. And it's good, we're actually going to rent grandma out to other gay couples so they can practice coming out to their own families. It's a little program we're going to start. It's good. Get Margie out of the house, it'll be good. Another community we're learning a lot more about, the community I like the transgender community. I like them a lot, they're good. We have a lot of transgender people here in New York City, we call them baristas. They're very kind, hardworking Americans. They're good people. I know that joke. It's weirdly offensive, I know. No, I do. I like the trans community, and I'm probably a lot like you guys. Once that community started being more understood and respected and heard, I wanted to be on board. If there's a version of you that's better and the best version of you, go be that person. I'll learn some words. Let's do this thing. No big deal. So I started talking to more and more transgender people. I wanted to figure it out. And while I was doing that, I learned there's one really funny thing about the transgender community. And that's the people who hate the transgender community. It's all these fat, gross, douchey dudes who are nervous about getting tricked into sex. That's the entire group that's against these people. You all have one coworker who's like, well, what about sex with a girl but you used to be a guy? And so we're like, oh, sweet baby boy. No one wants to fuck you, man. No one at all. Guy, girl in transition, no one wants to fuck you. Your nickname's Greasy Chad, man. No one wants to fuck you. And it's worth no. Get out of here. That'd be like me being like, I'm nervous if the Yankees recruit me, they'll put me at catcher. Like, man, no one wants to play baseball with you. No one at all. What are you worried about? But then you ask that same shitty guy, well, what's your ideal girl? He gives you the same shitty answer. He's like, oh, super hot, great boobs, but someone cool, someone I can hang out with, someone who's like, kind of understands what it is to be a guy. Like, that's a transgender woman, man. You should be more on board with this movement. It's like you told me you want a cold, sweet, delicious dessert, but fuck ice cream. You know what I mean? I love living in New York City. New York City is great. We can all agree it's an amazing city. It's fantastic. We do have one epidemic, though. We can agree on this. And that's that we have the meanest teenagers in the world. They're so goddamn mean. They're so mean. And they find me wherever I am. Maybe there's an app. I don't know. There's got to be something. These guys are finding me everywhere. I was walking through my neighborhood like a month ago. And I'm walking through, these teenagers come up to me, and the ringleader looks at me and goes, hey man, you suck dick, pussy? Yeah, that's how we're starting this conversation. You suck dick, comma, pussy. And there's all his buddies, they were like, oh shit, you suck dick! It was a rough Tuesday for me. And any guy here can tell you, when that's said to you, there's no really good response to come back. That's just the way of the world now. Like, I could pull up a graph and be like, well, if you look at the A, B, and C correlation, I don't suck dick. There we go. But I should have kept walking. I didn't. I got mad. I was like, oh, you're shitty kid. You're saying shitty things. So I thought of something quick. I looked at him, and I go, listen, punk. This is a bad start. That's a good start. From a big comeback, not good. I go, listen, punk, I don't suck dick. But you want to know what? If I did, I'd be way better at it than you. And there was a long pause. Then all of a sudden all his buddies were like, oh shit, he would suck dick better than you! You would be bad at oral pleasures on a man! I felt like I won. I was like, yeah, I did it. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that to a minor. That's not okay. Yeah, I get bullied by teenagers now. I got bullied by teenagers when I was a teenager. Anyone here get bullied? Yeah. It's not usually a quick response. No one's ever like, my life is a nightmare! You know what I mean? No one's super psyched. I was in this weird place. I don't know if you were at this place. I didn't know that I was getting bullied. I didn't know. I just kind of thought that's how we talked to each other. I'd walk through the hallway and I'm like, hey guys, like, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. I'm like, I see in physics. I just thought that's how we talked to each other as peers, as youths. And I didn't realize I was being bullied until we had the anti-bullying seminar at our school. Did you guys have this? No. If you didn't have it, what this is the class funnels into the auditorium and a motivational speaker comes up and talks to all the kids about bullying and the long-term ramifications and why bullying is bad. And he finished up his thing by going, and if there's anyone that you bully, or that you think is weird, or someone you'd never hang out with, I would encourage you to find them in the next few weeks and say, hey, keep it up. Hey, you're doing a great job. Hey, let's hang out sometime. And I left that assembly being like, well, that was weird. Then all of a sudden, for the next month, everyone's like, hey, Brian, keep it up. You're doing a great job. Let's hang out sometime. I'm like, no! I didn't know. The last thing I talk about, I've been avoiding him all day. The whole set is, I gotta talk about Trump. Talk about Trump. I don't like Donald Trump, despite my haircut. I don't. I know, this can go either way. This is either you're very liberal or you know how to draw swastika real well. It's either one. That's haircut. But I don't like Donald Trump. But I know, audiences, you guys come to shows because you want to get away from it. So if there's 5 news stories on your phone, 4 of them are about this guy. And so you want to escape, you want to forget about it for a second, do other things, because it floods us, it's everywhere. I'll tell you guys what happens to me when I do make fun of him, on the road especially, and that's that I get punched in the face. Yeah, I've been punched in the face 5 times for making fun of Donald Trump since he's been elected. Twice this year, and I keep it into each year for the fiscal bracket for tax purposes. That's a deductible. I've been punched twice this year. Once while I was on stage. That was weird. Yeah, that was real weird. Don't know if you guys have ever been punched in front of a large group of people, but it's awkward. It's awkward. They know what's happened. It's real weird. I'm doing my stuff. He comes up. He goes, "Wah!" Punches me right in the face, and then runs off. And I'm looking at the booker in the back. I'm like, I can leave now, right? He's like, you got 10 more minutes. I was like, oh, hey. Just doing other jokes. I'm like, the weather's weird. Don't mind my face. Bleeding. Second time I got punched, a bit more of a story. I was in West Virginia, so you guys get it. And I was in West Virginia, I'm doing the jokes, I'm making fun of him, and not in big ways, I told you, not making fun of him. And this guy in the middle of the room, he got really rowdy, and he said something, and the room's about to get uncomfortable. I promise I'm going to change it after this, but you just have to sit through this in a second. So he's sitting right there, I'm making fun of Trump. He goes, I don't want to argue with you anyway, it's all ruined anyway. He pointed across the room, and across the room, what he was pointing at was a Muslim couple. Yeah, that's what he thought was a bad thing. That's what he thought was making America bad. The husband was dressed a lot like me, but the wife had a hijab on, and that's what he thought was bad and un-American. And I got so mad. I was like, you think you make America great? They make America great. I quoted Nelson Mandela. Don't know where that came from. Don't remember what I said. I just went liberal rage. And he got so rowdy that he got kicked out of the room. And there was some applause, but also some awkwardness, like there is in the room right now. I promise I'm going to get rid of it. And I don't know if you guys have ever been kicked out of a comedy club before. But if you ever are, you will learn what this guy learned. And that's that security only needs to take you as far as the door. They don't need to take you any further. And if you'd like to wait a half hour for the comic who got you kicked out of the show, you can do so! And that's what this gentleman chose to do. I go to leave to go to my hotel, I see him, I'm like, oh fuck. He's like, all right man, if you want to talk, that's fine. Boom, punch me right in the face. Same eye as the first guy. My glasses go flying off. These are the glasses I was wearing, and they're fine. If I've ever heard an endorsement for Warby Parker, that's it. That's the one. That should be on their ad campaign. Glasses so strong they can take a big bit's punch. So my glasses go off. I'm over here. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna fight. Let's see what I learned from movies. All right, here we go. That's when the best thing happened. The audience is leaving. That's when the Muslim couple also walked out. And the wife, the woman in the hijab, she saw it happen. And she knows Krav Maga. Yeah! That's where this story's going. She comes up to the guy, grabs him by the elbow, kicks him, and then he takes him to the ground. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It was amazing. I looked at her and was like, oh my God, you're a Wonder Woman. You saved me. And I felt so grateful. And I felt so thankful. And I started talking to her. I was like, thank you so much. Is there anything I can give you? Like tickets to my next show or my album? And I'll never forget what she said to me. She said, no, thank you. Your comedy wasn't for us. And I felt like I got punched a third time. Like, right in my goddamn heart. You guys have been